Get it? All right, guys. Hi, it's Instructor Perez here again. I'm here with my good associate, training partner, and friend, Mr. Napoli. So we're going to show you two techniques today. Each technique is going to be done from a different uke, and it's going to be a different attack. Our focus today is going to show you self-defense from headlocks. There's several different ways people can headlock you. I'm just going to demonstrate that real quickly. So a lot of times you'll see this type of headlock. I like to call this a schoolyard headlock. Grown-ups do this sometimes too when they get frustrated and get into a confrontation with a person. They'll grab a person's head and they'll grab them from the side. There's another headlock. It comes from the rear. Everybody knows it. You've done mixed martial arts. You wrap it around the neck. You grab your biceps. It's called a rear naked choke. It's called a rear headlock, right? Or a rear choke. And there's also a frontal one. You see this a lot of maybe young people who get into fights. They start out hitting each other. All of a sudden, the person gets too close. Person maybe gets his head low to grab the person's legs, and this person will grab here and headlock him, also known as a guillotine. All right. So today with Mr. Napoli, I'm just going to focus on the rear headlock, also known as the rear naked choke. So a lot of times you're going to see self-defense with this technique, and it's usually going to be something like this. The guy locks you up. They want you to grab his arm, pull him, this and that. I don't like this type of technique because if you use a lot of strength and you get it wrong and you don't get out, 9 times out of 10, this opponent is going to fall on top of you. Once he falls on top of you, he's going to throw in something called grapes or legs, and then he's going to tighten up and choke you out. So I like to use a technique called Munger's throw, which I've learned in Aikido from my Aikido background, which I feel is a little bit more effective, just because I don't need strength. I don't need to counter the guy right away. Like, I don't have to have any special hand movements that I have to do to stop the choke. All I really need to do is change my levels. All right. What do I mean? Well, if he's here and he grabs my shoulders, right? All of a sudden I get low, right? All of a sudden energy's redirected. Instead of his energy going straight, it's going down. So if he's not ready, so let's say it's time to come push, right? And I go low, see? He loses balance, right? And that's the whole concept behind this technique. We want the person to feel like they're in control, and next thing you know, they're out of control because they didn't expect you to move this certain way. All right, so I'm gonna do technique. All right, so Mr. Napoli is gonna get a nice rear naked choke. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a monkey grip. I'm gonna grip into the crook of his elbow. Rather than lifting him up, I'm just gonna rotate my knee and place my knee down as I corkscrew down. So move like this. And that's the move. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna try that on the other side. I'm gonna go a little bit faster. That's very good. So he's gonna choke me, get the arm, come down like this, and corkscrew down. And that's the move. This is a good position because not only does he slide down off my back and he falls down, but I can control him here. I can put him in arm movements here. I can lock his arm, step over, put him in arm bar, and things of that nature. But that's not really the point of this particular lesson. All right, guys, here, Instructor Perez. So now I'm here with the infamous Mr. Kyle. You've seen him before, maybe on Facebook, if you know my Facebook. Very good martial arts practitioner, good student, good human being, and I enjoy practicing with him because he loves this stuff. All right, so again, we're going to continue this segment on headlock defense. So the second headlock that we're going to do that I talked about earlier, right, is side headlock. So usually I call this schoolyard headlock when you're a little kid. All right, the kid grabs you like this, give you nugs, give you your money, it's that, the third. All right, it really is a silly way to attack somebody. There's so many things you can do to a person there. So I'm going to show you a technique that I learned from a good teacher of mine. And it's weird because it's a little bit of a hard style for Aikido, but I actually learned this through an Aikido instructor. All right, so what Mr. Kyle is going to do, he's going to grab you from the side in a headlock position. Now, a lot of times you'll have a lot of instructors, they'll tell you strike here, strike the grind, stomp the foot, push your head out, put the guy in a chicken wing. This is all good stuff, but if Mr. Kyle had very big biceps and triceps, and I'm not ragging at Mr. Kyle, you're a great person. If he had a really big muscle mass on his arm, it's going to be very hard to pull my head out of a headlock. Not only that, if he has a good solid wrestling base or jiu-jitsu background, it's pretty much gonna be the equivalent of a pit bull holding on to your throat, all right? So rather than meeting muscle with muscle, what I'm gonna do, Mr. Kyle, is I'm gonna basically do an unexpected technique. I'm gonna take out his balance beneath him, all right? He's gonna probably suspect that I might try to pick him up, and that's what I want, but I'm not really picking him up. So if he widens his base to stuff me or stop my technique, he's gonna still have to fall. All right, so he's gonna do a side headlock. It's gonna be nice and tight. So right now he's choking me out, pretty dangerous. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab both of his feet and I'm gonna grab him by his pant leg. I could grab my ankles, but it's hard for me to reach there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull them underneath, just like this, and break him down. So the reason why I like this technique, it flattens a person out, and I'm in a position where I can control this guy, all right? And this technique can be done with anybody. They can be 200 pounds, 300 pounds. If you pull on somebody's lower ankle, you're gonna scoop them from underneath and they're gonna go flat, all right? So I'll show you another technique. Thank you, Mr. Kyle. I'll show you another technique from the other side, all right? So you're asking me, okay, well, let's say the guy has a good base and he widens his grip, right? What does he mean? Well, he widens his stance and you can't really grab, okay, so I have an answer for that. So if he widens his stance and I can't really grab his ankles, I'm gonna push his knees together. As I push his knees together, I'm gonna scoop him. I bring him down. Now, this is perfect. Mr. Kyle, hold it. Mr. Kyle, is this comfortable for you? Right? What happens if I do this, Mr. Kyle? Is that comfortable for you? How about if I go into here? So I don't really care at this point if he holds on to me, because the closer he is to me, the more control I can have. The only time I would be fearful is if I brought him down like this and he could stand up and all of a sudden this becomes a wrestling match again. So if you're on top of the guy like this, in side mount, this is great because I can be here, I can come underneath, you know, I can control him. It's not really a big deal, right? The most important thing is I don't want him to choke me out from the side, right? Thank you, Mr. Kyle. Good.